that we treat issues, topics that affects the people, that affects the nation, and that affects the generality of all Nigerians. Talking about the economy, talking about politics, talking about security, talking about all other issues, international issues too, affecting the country. And you know that we bring guests. Yes, we invite guests here on the program to delve into these issues affecting us, affecting the people, and yes, affecting government. The program is Matters Arising, and yes, I have two guests here. Today we are delving on security matters. Yes, talking about the change of service chiefs. The security questions, service chiefs being moved from one department of the hierarchy of the military to another, some removed, some retired, some security personnel moved over, above their ogas. Yes, and of course, we know the implication of that. Some people might not know, but we know. But the panelists there, they will definitely just delve into these issues, talking about these security questions. The new service chiefs and security questions. There are various reasons given for this move by the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I have in the house today Fatai Akenswamy Esquire. He is a retired intelligence officer and is not new, yes, to this program. You're very much welcome, sir.
Thank you, Command.
And there's also a public affairs analyst. He's also, not new, although it had been long that he had appeared on the program. Dr. Olubomi Shodipo, a public affairs analyst.
Thank you
very much welcome, sir.
Nice to be here. After a while.
Yes, after a while. Yeah. Now you can just join us. Join us via GoTV channel 105, Star Times channel 113, Facebook and IG BCOS at BCOS TV, Twitter at BCOS_TV, and you can watch us live on our YouTube channel, BCOS TVS. Yes, the program is Matters Arising, and yes, before we go into the proper analysis, just a few, periphery of what really happened that last week when these changes were made. Yes, President Bola Tinubu, yes, made changes in the hierarchy of the service chiefs in furtherance of the efforts of the federal government of Nigeria to strengthen the national security architecture. The president appointed General Olufemi Oluyede to replace General Christopher Musa as the new Chief of Defense Staff. The new Chief of Army Staff is Major General W. Shuaibu. Air Vice Marshal S.K. Aneke is the Chief of Air Staff, while Rear Admiral I. Abbas is the new Chief of Naval Staff. And Chief of Defense Intelligence, Major General EAP Udene Deye, retains his position. Now, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces expressed most profound appreciation to the outgoing Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, and the other service chiefs for their patriotic service and dedicated leadership. And all appointments, like it was said, has taken immediate effect. Now, let me just go through this. There might be some reasons, yes, some reasons why these changes were made abruptly. There was a rumored coup attempt. Yes, a rumored coup attempt. But the defense headquarters, the Minister of Defense, said it was not true. The federal government, the second day, backed that allegation up, that yes, there was nothing like that. It was after, I think the following week or about some days after, that this step came up. So there must be, and the reason the federal government said was that it is because of the insecurity challenges Nigeria is having, that they have to change the architecture of the military so that they can. The military, the military as a whole can, tackle insurgency wholly in the country. Now, let me go through this. Now, the African Democratic Congress, yes, that was an allegation by the ADC. Yes, they questioned the sudden removal, suggesting it might be linked to an attempted coup, and the party demanded transparency and clarity on the reasons behind the sackings. Now, the ADC also said they criticized the government's response to the rumors, accusing them of deliberate obfuscation and outright confusion. The party urged the federal government, especially the president, to provide a clear explanation for the removals. Stability and security, yes, that is another point. Like I said, the sudden changes in the military hierarchy have raised concerns about stability within the ranks of the Nigerian army. And the ADC warned that such abrupt reshuffles could undermine operational effectiveness and fuel conspiracy theories. Yes, that has been one of the fears of Nigerians as a whole. The presidency explained that the decision to sack the service chiefs was aimed at injecting new direction, vision, and vigor, and also energy into the military. And the presidential aide, Bayo Onanuga, stated that President Tinubu acted within his authority as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. And well, the new appointees, we have had them, and Nigerians have taken to social media to express their views, with some linking the sackings to the alleged failed coup attempt and others questioning the government's motives. And there are concerns. Yes, the EDC also highlighted the country's worsening insecurity with terrorist groups and bandits active in various parts of the country, and the party accused the government of prioritizing regime politics over national security. Well, Fatai Akinsomi Esquire, retired intelligence officer, Dr. Olubunmi Shodipo, public affairs analyst. Yes, let me first direct my first question to, yes, both of you. The president, recently announced them new service chiefs. They sacked some, reshuffled some. How significant is this change to the context of Nigeria's current security challenges? Yes, Dr. Olubunmi Shodipo.
Well, before I go into your question of how significant that move might be, please allow me to make a point, sir. I am intrigued by having you sit next to me, sir. As a young man growing up, I've always been intrigued with spies.
Okay.
I read I Am Fleming's James Bond. I read Nick Carter. Growing up, I mean, not too recently, I was watching Tom Cruise Mission Impossible series. Yes. I've always admired spies. So I'm goosebumps all over, just having you sit next to me. All right, let's go on. Now, a new broom sweeps clean. We all know that. That's an age-old adage. A new broom sweeps clean. So, if the president thinks, in his wisdom, and seeing more depth than an average Nigerian can see about what is happening in the army, and the president considers it necessary to put a new set of people in charge of the affairs of the different hierarchies in the army, I think it's okay for as long as improvements are made and results are obtained in the field. We all know that before the president came on board, we were much poorer than they are right now. When he came on board and appointed this new set of people, this set of people that were just released, much impact was made, much progress was made. You understand? So if he felt they have done a bit and he wants another set of people to inject new vigor, new direction, new vision, I think we should stop second-guessing him and allow those people he has appointed to work maybe 6 months, 8 months. If after 6 months, 8 months, you are not seeing any difference, then you can begin to talk. But I understand. When you are previewing the topic, you spoke about the leading figures that are talking about this or that about this move is the ADC. And you know they are an opposition, their role as an opposition party. The job of an opposition party is to kind of double check the regime or the government in place and make sure that even whatever they are doing, they should be aware that some people are watching them. So I'm not surprised the ADC came up with that statement or made that statement. But it's very significant. It will turn out to be significant if good results are obtained. But it's only in a situation where you don't have any results coming from the change in in those offices that you now say that, okay, it's just window dressing. But you can't begin to say that now 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks after that decision.
Fatah Akinsomi, why am I mixing that name up? Yes, as a former, I know you want to react to what he said.
You can go ahead with your question.
But as a former intelligence officer, yes, what does it change in service? What does it portend? What does it signify operationally and significantly?
Well, my first line of approach is that let's look at the president himself as the commander-in-chief, the president and commander-in-chief. Is he acting between the purview of the law? And the question is yes. The changes, normally, these type of changes, bringing somebody who is of junior rank or cadre, will definitely lead to retirement of many, so as to enhance loyalties and build confidence in the system. But the significance of the country has access to so many informations, so many intelligence that would have been disseminated to him, which may not be within the purviews of the general public. And if in his discretions, after doing comparative or superlative analysis, you now come on board that in order to inject, to create a new direction, you must not forget that all over the world. So in my own view, the government must have acted based on security reports at their disposal. Some are using different language. It's just a panicking measure. If there is an hint that there is likely to be, they are seeing actions. It's not when you see this coup that we are talking about. It is when they carry out the main aspect that we know that there is coup. They might be planning it for more than almost 3 years, moving from one country to another. So, and in my own little experience, there is no coup in Nigeria that has never leaked. Those who are expected to act might have delayed it, and the consequence will not be palatable. So those who are saying the president is panicking, the president is so, the president, what they did, how did they define panicking? It does not, they don't need to plan coup or do anything before you do changes to create, to bring in a new something. We know, as my brother said, I align with him almost on the speech, except the one that is 100% directed. But let us put that aside. The man go to the main something. You see, there is no how. There is not going to be any areas of improvement. Like you said the other time, those they are going now, or has gone, as you might put it now.
Yes, has gone.
You know, they did their best. The president also appreciated it, but at the same time, there is need for improvement. And if you look at it, especially in the Connaught, there is need for meaningful improvement.
So, okay, now, new blood are being injected, where will they start from? They are basing these changes on insecurity majorly in the country. And some people are believing that, yes, it was because of that rumored coup that was reported that these changes were made. Okay, fine. Insecurity, where do this one start from?
You see, you are looking at it as if it's a disjoint organs. They are all part of the system, and they are not junior part of the system. They have been partook also in so many operations, be it in the Navy, be it on air, be it on water, be it on they have been doing it. They are part of the system. It's not that they will now sit down and be teaching them what to do. So I don't think there is any going to be any problem. I don't think so.
Okay, and now, Doctor.
Can I add a little bit to that?
You can.
You know, I would like to look at this situation like it's like when you have a football team that has a coach that has been doing well for a while, and then maybe you begin to see that that coach is flagging off. Let me give an example. Ancelotti and Real Madrid, after so many Champions League titles, they saw that the man is flagging off, and they removed him and brought somebody new. Just for that change of perspective, that change of vision, that change of strength, change of vitality. You understand? So the same way, it's not as if there might be even a master plan already on ground that the army is following. But when you bring in a new blood to still further the same master plan, you get a different result. You get better results. So where the question of where they start from does not really arise, because they just continue with whatever master plan the army has towards handling insurgency and banditry. Okay,
just like a continuity in governance.
Exactly.
When that maybe a road is started, and when the governor leaves,
another one continues the same.
Yes. Yeah. And now, from the public affairs perspective, now,
okay.
What message do these appointments send to the citizenry and the international community?
All right. First of all, the citizenry should get the message that the government cares about them. If the president doesn't care, anybody can be in that position and be misbehaving and be ineffective and not be getting results, and they will be retained in their position and nothing will happen to them. So if, despite all the results these people obtained, the president still felt he needed better hands, it's an indication to the citizenry that this president cares. This president wants results. This president wants all the killings, the banditry to stop, the kidnapping to stop. So that's the first information the citizenry should get. They shouldn't so much focus on what opposition parties are saying, because opposition parties are just saying what they're just doing, the typical opposition party job of distracting and, so that they will get the people on their side, so that finally on the day of election, they will have reasons to vote for them. So that's a part. Now, apart from the international community, also, it depends on how much cooperation the international community have been getting from the army, from this set, the set of people that left, and the set of people that are coming in. You understand? If there has been a lot of cooperation, and bringing in these new people will also show to the international community that the sitting president is on top of his job. You understand? And when we're talking about international community, believe me, we are not just talking about countries and embassies. We are also talking about international communities of terrorists, the Libyan group, international community with the Al-Qaedas, the whatever name, Nigerian soil. So don't think the insurgency and the banditry and all of that going on in Nigeria has only the interest of Nigerians and the interest of America and Britain and Europe and France and Germany. You understand? Some international terrorist organizations are also interested in what is going on in Nigeria. And when they see that their colleagues are being seriously dealt with, they will change their plans and decide, okay, Nigeria is too hot for us. Let's go to Niger. Let's go to Chad. Let's go. You understand? So that way, now when they see a sitting president who cares and who will not tolerate any nonsense from them, they also will reroute their plans and decide to go somewhere else.
Okay, now, I asked Olubunmi, Fatai Akinsomi Esquire, I asked him a question. He delved on that matter, but I will still ask him again. Yes. There are some.
I don't think there is a problem of intergovernmental disseminations of information. In the past, we see where you have government, one agency, one arm of government, quarreling over security issues. But within the past few years, I think, and nothing causes the main reason is that one particular agency, you want to claim credit for the sources of operation, whereas in most cases, it's joint operations. The Department of State Services might get all information, disseminate it to appropriate authority. The DIA, who is handling the intelligence, we need the military. We get similar information, disseminate it to the appropriate quarters. The same thing, the NIA, National Intelligence Officers who are dealing with the outside, collecting intelligence from the outside. The NIA, they too may get almost the same thing. You get what I'm saying? Disseminate it appropriately. So they have been able, the issue of intergovernmental agencies, the same thing in the police who can gather intelligence within the intelligence units. So what I'm saying in essence is that once they disseminate that information, they have erased of unnecessary wrangling among the agencies as at now. And I don't think that one is a problem. That's what I'm saying. I think the NSA is doing really well in that direction. The National Security Advice is doing very well in that direction. So I don't think there is any, but that notwithstanding, let me add one or two words to my brother's statement. The present happening now, in respect of international community, I just note, but that's not issue of the issue of the future. The terrorists that you are saying, Libya, Iraq, even some of the issue of Al-Qaeda and others.
I just start them criminals.
Who are their masters? Who inculcate them? Who are those people who have indoctrinated them and who empower them? They are this advanced country who is seeing itself as the police of the world. You hear what I'm saying? After that, they now change. Some of them now change their direction and face their masters. So it doesn't start from Libya. It doesn't start from Iraq. It doesn't start from. Most of them start from the United States of America. So, but because of the African nature, because of the economy, and when they want to make sure that the country is moving up, they will create problem. Either security or economy problem for them. But the present something now that happened, it gives different signal to different international community and different signal to those of us who are within. So on the issue of those who are criminally minded, who are engaging in banditry, don't lose the sight that many of those arms and ammunitions, they have traced some to some of the military personnel. Those who are expected to protect us, selling guns, selling ammunitions. You know what I'm saying?
Providing them food.
Provide them food. That chain now might have been broken. You get what I'm saying? But during the reign of President Olusegun Obasanjo, immediately he got there. It doesn't take about a few months. He moved police and military units. He moved some from Mokola to Abuja. They will remove those people within that cantonment. They will also bring them to Abuja. So it's just a means to just destabilize. So, and it can reduce, even if they want to plan, it's first stabilize them. You understand? Because they need to communicate. They don't know who they do. They are taking them to never. So what I'm saying, and the same thing in the international community. Those who are supplying, if you see most of the boundary did not have been supplied with ammunition by SWAP. You get what I'm saying? And this present happening now will definitely destabilize them. Even before they say they don't know what to do, we must have covered certain field. And I pray that there will be respite at the end of the day.
And you were talking about these people, these terrorists and bandits, criminals in general, criminals. Most of them, I know, were trained by the Western world. Most of them, especially the US. Yes, I can say it categorically. So how, I don't know how the military, the new service chiefs can move, to contain this. There are still killings going on. There was one yesterday, again, I think Kebbi State, another one in another state, I think Taraba State yesterday. How to move by the new service chief, that is what I'm really particular about.
You see, the problem within these countries is they look very enormous. But if you look at the present indices, the other time when Ikonje Iweala visited the president, when it comes to the issue of economy, the economy is stable now. The next stage is how to cushion the effect of that serious economic changes. And that is the level we are now. Now, yes, most of these terrorist groups, they have, was it yesterday or day before yesterday? The CDS was addressing the military personnel, and he was talking to them on area where they need to shoot without looking back. One, if the life of a person, your personnel, or his life or the life of the person is in danger, if that is of his colleagues in danger, if terrorists are attacking the community with dangerous gun, you don't need to say, I want to take order from so. What happened is that it is because a lot of things have been seriously compromised. And these people, at times, they even go to the village to recruit them. Spending some 2 hours, some days, and the heads of the government offices will also be aware. You have seen the situations where the head of the bandit have been given chieftaincy title. The other day I was looking at the situation where is it serious, is it marriage or naming ceremony, something like that, and they went. It's abnormal, it's unthinkable. Whereas the other time, was it the former CDS, the Dragon CDS, it was to address people about the drone, the success of using drone to attack. You know what I'm saying? It's not that something is there, it's not there, but they are looking at the extremely necessary. My brother was saying, the ADC, the opposition, that yes, the opposition is their right to talk, but the type of talk they talk is another different thing. Some people, they will do a critic analysis of events. By the time they are saying they are criticizing, they will still prefer solution.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But this other one, they just constructive criticism. But this other one, they just criticize. No something. They said, well, they have not been tried. And I don't think, unless if there is coup, or attempted coup, they will set up the court martial. So we don't need to rush and make unnecessary conjectures of what the government has spoken. There is no coup. Yes, if you now want to go further, do you anticipate the likelihood of coup? That's another question. Maybe another question. Yeah. And unfortunately, they didn't ask that question. They were saying they should just let the thing be open. What is going to be open? If there is no coup, they will not set up any. Is it any of these disciplinary matters in the military that will bring to the knowledge of the public? It's no. They have their own internal machineries of dealing with things. Yes. And they have internal machinery to appeal also. So what I'm saying in essence is that they are just trying, they didn't agree, the oppositions need to be given objective criticisms.
Yes, Doctor, how do you do the socio-political, situation in the country, unemployment, ethnic tensions, and governance issues feed into the worsening security crisis in Nigeria?
Before I go into this, let me just make a little comment about some of the things.
Yes.
You said where should the service chiefs start?
Yes.
I think when you have a president that has the political will to deal with banditry and insurgency, that's where he starts from. If that is not there, there's nothing the service chiefs can do. There's a lot of noise about body language. If the body language of your chief executive is like you use hand to be rubbing them on their head, there's nothing you can do. Now, you have a president who is willing to deal with this situation. But these bandits, this insurgency, they already have an advantage. The other time there were killings in Benue, I was listening to a clip. That clip never made general dissemination. The woman was crying that we know these people who are coming to kill us. They are coming from their enclosure. And after they have killed us, they run back into their enclosure. What is that enclosure? That enclosure was the Ruga you and I said no to. The relative peace we are enjoying in the southwest today is because we said no to Ruga. Those who accepted Ruga, who had enclosures within their communities, they are using those enclosures as forward operation base for insurgency and banditry. You understand? You know, if an army wants to attack a place, in most cases, they won't take the long journey for the attack. They will set up a forward operational base and move men and equipment there at night, or even during the day when the enemy is distracted. And then from there now, they now operate. If the service chiefs really want to work, that's where they should start from. Remove all the Rugas. And those people will have a breath of fresh air. But I wonder if that will ever happen. Now, let me address the question you have raised. Now, socio-political situation, unemployment, mass illiteracy. We can see the difference between what's happening in the north and what's happening in the south. There's a relative peace in the west, you know. That's because of the legacy of our founding fathers and the education we were given here. A lot of the masses in the north, northwest, northeast, a lot of them are almajiris, uneducated. It's very easy for somebody to come and indoctrinate them. Tell them that if you do this and do this and do this, we will give you this. And even if you die trying to do it, there is you go somewhere where you enjoy 7 virgins and stuff like that. And when people have very low level of education, it's very easy for them to be deceived and to be reprogrammed. So it fits the socio-political situation, the unemployment, because it says what to delay. You understand? So when you have a whole masses of people that are not doing anything, it's easy for somebody to come down. I'm from Shagamu, Ogun State. There was a time when some light-skinned, I don't know where, maybe they are Libyan or Arab, and they came and they settled in Shagamu and they started trying to indoctrinate people. They didn't spend more than 3 to 4 months before they left. You understand? I'm sure if those people had settled in Benin, Kagwa, or Kiniko or somewhere, they would probably have become sheikhs by now. You understand? Why? Because a typical Yoruba man, there is a Christian in his family, there is a Muslim in his family, there is an animist and a priest, Ifa priest in his family. And you are now telling him that these people are to be killed. And when you kill these people, you go somewhere nice. You kill your in-law and you go somewhere nice. Yoruba man will tell you to something is with your head. So that's why. So, socio-political, one, it works, it fits into it. Also, religious extremism fits into it. Unemployment and all of that fits into it. So, the more the government work on elevating the level of education of the people. I like something that happened recently. The Minister of Education brought back history. When you as a people know your history, it's difficult for somebody to come and tell you, you know where you're coming from. But Mali said, if you know where you're coming from, you know where you are going. You understand? At least you have an idea of where you're going. And somebody will not come and take you back to where you're coming from because you already know that's where you're coming from. Yeah.
Yes, Fatai Akinsomi, how would how should government communication and community engagement, strategies evolve to rebuild trust in the military and security institutions, other security agencies?
You see, well, they align with my other colleagues in respect of illiteracies and poverty. In fact, what is creating more serious problem for us is illiteracy and poverty. And align with the observations in the North. If 100,000 alumni died in something now, they are so houses, you will see them crying. Because they must have left home more than 20 years, 15 years ago. They don't have to have home. So there is no harm the house, there is no where they. So in respect of the Ruga horn, let me just present something.
Okay, sir.
We said we don't want the roamings of animals on the streets. They now brought Ruga with certain things embedded, which is more or less of ceding some of our own land legally to an outsiders. If you read it very well, the contents of that Ruga is annoying. And thank God that our leaders and especially the political leaders are able to jettison it with impunity. But however, some of this Ruga we are talking is in a particular community. I'm not going, but just to link it with your question. And that is why many people are yearning for community policing. We have gotten to a stage where the success of military operation, security operation, also depend largely on the information or assistance removed and received from the community. Supposing they increase the communication gap with the community, there was a time that I was in Yobe, to be precise, in Gashua, and they said these people are coming with this. After some time, they said we should not worry, they will not come, because Gashua is the home of Yusuf, who was first killed. That the first something they said they will not come there. Mohammed Yusuf, and they are still respecting. So what I'm saying is that the community knows who are attacking them. I will not be able to say that the government knows, but I think government should also have some informations. So if supposing now the community, some of them now have been brought into the security architecture and they are now made so in the community. Some of them licensed to carry gun officially. At least no matter how, they will do some resistance and make meaningful communication to the appropriate authority. So, one, community have been supporting, in my own life, supporting state and community policing because it will enhance the securities of people and property. So, that's my. Is there any other aspect I left out?
But community policing, can it work?
How can it work? You are saying you cannot know my community more than me. You cannot know the terrain. These people have been there for 100 years. They know where there is cough. They know where there is where there is thick forest. They know where they know. They know the route.
But those involved will not allow it to work.
No, we have to start somewhere. You see, what I'm saying is this. You see, the problem with Nigeria, with us, is that we are mostly pessimistic. Get what I'm saying? Even if they start something, I don't mind them that it will not work. Everything, it will not work. Then what is going to work? There is no solution from, you have to believe that things will work. That's personally. Let me give you an example now. When the president, the petroleum product, the subsidies was appropriately removed, because if it was not appropriately, supposing they have planned for buses, for this, the effect may not be as serious as this. But it was abruptly done, and before the twinkle of an eye, prices of almost all commodities
Just went up.
Yes, I was talking yesterday or day yesterday with somebody. He said the bowl of gari, which used to be 1,000 plus, it's now about 450, 500, something like that now. Go and check our bukateria something as the quality of the gari as it increased.
And the size.
And the size. It has not. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's not the problems of our leaders. Followers also has their own problem embedded that is creating problem within the same society.
Yes.
But because the exposition that is happening when you say our leaders, putting money in the, what you call the water tank, the money, you see some money, dollars, in the whole house, also seriously deteriorated and got spoiled, he will be working. Our people are the set of people that they will steal what they cannot use. That's why some people thought that there must have been serious mental problem with our people. How will you steal what you cannot even spend? Your children cannot finish it, and you still steal it. It's mental problem. Suppose all those ones have been brought in. That's why the president, we have to appreciate the president of Ibadan, His Imperial Majesty. When he came on board, he said, okay, see all these moribund industries. Let us set up a committee that we see how they have rejuvenate it and probably bring some of them back. The land is there, glass is there, extra battery is there, so many industries.
Exactly.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yes,
when you are talking to somebody who is hungry, that's poverty. If you say this one is a poison, you say let me just eat it first, because you want to survive now. You hear what I'm saying? I say it may not work. So poverty and level of illiteracy, government need to intervene. Unfortunately, the present president, no matter what any other person might ask in a negative form, is doing what is expected to do, especially in the areas of education and the economy.
Okay. Now, Doctor, we talked about community policing and all those. I was about to ask that, yes, state police, why is it not working? It has been on for a long time. Agitations for state police, it has not worked. Maybe you can quickly talk on that.
State police has not been implemented yet.
Yes.
So you can't say it has not worked.
Yes.
Probably he's addressing his mind to the First Republic where we have NA, use, misuse, and disused. I've used it in that form. Why?
That's what I was saying, that so, it will not, that state police, it will not stop
community
policing.
Those are dead. Then you will see somebody's house, who is political opponent. They will kill somebody and throw it behind the fence
of another.
The following morning, they come say they noticed that they killed somebody yesterday. Before you know, it's in that. You know what I'm saying? But you see, the situation at hand now, we just, let's try it. If it fails, we know it failed. We then move on. We do amendment. You get what I'm saying? But I think it's very important we have it.
Okay. Yeah. Now, like I wanted to ask, inter-agency collaboration, that's between the military, DSS, NSCDC, and all other agencies, NIA, and all those, or DIA. I think it is DIA now. Yeah. How can it be improved for more unified security architecture?
Well, he addressed it a few.
He talked about it.
He addressed it. Okay, the point is to make sure that one agency is not trying to claim the success of another agency. Because that's what usually turns their back to one another and keeps them from sharing intelligence. You understand? Where security really starts, where success and results in security starts from, is proper and adequate intelligence. You understand? That's why people like people like you should be respected and honored. You see, because you generate the intelligence that those who are in the field act upon.
No, it's not only. You see, let me tell you one thing. Security operation is the responsibility of everybody.
Yeah.
It's because Nigerians, with your level of education now, you ought to have known how to get the secure, meaningful information for the government without you being sought for. You see it as contributions to the state. You get what I'm saying? But many of us, they will just pass by and say, it's not my concern. Whereas it's your concern. One, what is that much? You know something I do? I'm not good in saying games. So what I'm saying in essence is that, but to go straight to that issue of, that is why the office of NSA is there.
National Security
Advisor. And I think from what I witnessed some few years back, which is very close to this something, they understand themselves more. There is more unity. You know what I'm saying? In the dissemination of something. When you see any operations, they will tell you, the military that had such a president, they will tell you this is a joint operation. You know what I'm saying? They didn't lay claim to say it is our success. No, we should see the thing holistically. Nigerian is one. Everybody, what we want is that peace for the property and the people within Nigeria. And
I want to say that what keeps the citizens or the citizenry, in most cases, from giving security operatives good intelligence and proper information is that first, they might fearing for their lives. There have been cases of where people in the neighborhood told the police about who is operating and who are the thieves in the area. And then very next night, the thief came to the house of the man that gave her the information, which means somebody compromised on that information. Apart from that, there are some bad eggs amongst the security operatives. Some of them tamper with evidence. Some of them, if there's an accident and somebody carries the victim of the accident, they will not let you go. They will not allow you. You are just passing by and you saw the victim of the accident and you want to rescue the life. They will not let you go. Because if the man dies in the hospital, both the doctor and you that brought it, you'll be in trouble. So now in developed countries, they have improved, they have seen these things, and they have learned to find solutions to make sure that bad eggs
are weeded out.
Apart from that, they are weeded out, their hands are curtailed. For example, their police now have body cameras. The police have body cameras that people who are in the operational room will be seeing what the police is seeing, real time. So the police, that man does not have any time and opportunity to tamper with evidence or tell lies against innocent citizens who are just trying to help. So if we also recognize that fact that you have bad eggs everywhere in every system, and you set up institutions and safeguards that will allow. There was a time in this country, people were encouraged to come out and whistle blow.
Yes.
And you saw how many news of corruption we were hearing at that time. But now it seems that program has been compromised because we are not hearing anything anymore.
Yes.
So these are the things that will make either the citizenry participate in the security process, like my elder here was saying, or hold back and say,
Yes, I want to thank you both. Yeah. Yes, I want to thank you for coming on the program. Well, the main issue now is that, well, we believe that the new service chiefs, yes, will start from somewhere good and they will achieve results. Yes, we've been talking about new service chiefs and security questions on matters arising in Ibadan, BCOS television, to be precise. Yes, Fatai Akenswamy Esquire, retired intelligence officer. Yes, he has been delving so much, giving us some details, some hints about, yes, what really is on ground. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thank you, my brother.
And yes, Dr. Olubunmi Sodipo, public affairs analyst, and also, yes, he has been giving me some hints, yes, giving us some hints about, yes, what is really on ground. Thank you very much, Dr. Olumi Shudipo.
My pleasure.
Yes, public affairs journalist. And yes, I want to thank my producer, Yemi Alao, assistant producer, Muti Ogunwale, supervising producer, Bumi Oyedemi, and of course, my executive producer, Dotun Olaiton. Next week, we'll come your way again with another edition of Matters Arising on BCOS Television, Ilya Keberita Bashana, right here in the city of Ibadan. My name is Bimbo Akombi. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Good afternoon.